Alright guys, today we are moving on in the next phase of our video series on how to manufacture supplements properly. We are here in front of ChatGPT going to ask some specific questions here and try to explain to you guys kind of what we are held to and why, and then understand what documentation we need to do. So let's go ahead and dive into it. You hear a lot of times people talk about CFR 111. What you don't hear typically is where this actually comes from, which is the FDA Title 21, which is the overall regulation that 111 is based out of. So let's go ahead here and say, hey ChatGPT, are you ready to help me manufacture dietary supplements? Alright, always consult with a qualified professional such as regulatory experts and blah blah blah. Alright, we will consider ourselves the experts moving forward here. So, what is FDA Title 21? What is Title 21? Title 21 is a section of the Code of Federal Regulations that covers foods, drugs, also regulations for medical devices, dietary supplements, cosmetics, and more. Alright, so there are what sections in Title 21 focus on dietary supplements? That's right. So we have 111, which is the good manufacturing practices, and we'll dive into more of that here in a few. But section 101 talks about food labeling and the overall labeling specifically for dietary supplements. So some of the base structure for food labeling crosses over, and we're held to those requirements as well. And then there's a subsection 36 here for dietary supplements. So I've already have this pulled up to what I think is one of the more important parts here in section 101. So if we are looking here, this is the section here that everybody quotes as being part of CFR 111, which actually is not. It is the main part of 101 here in the designation of ingredients that says all ingredients for foods and supplements must be listed in the predominance of weight descending order. So what is that saying? Is that saying whatever you have the highest amount of should be at the top, and then it should go gradually down from there. If we break it down a little bit further, you can see that it just continues to go on until you have 2% or less. Then it's not necessary for it to go in a certain order. So that's when you're talking about other ingredients, things like that, that are listed outside of the panel when we're talking about dietary supplements. So digging further down into section 36 of CFR 101, it calls out the total nutrition labeling from top to bottom for dietary supplements. So we could go through all of this here. This is stuff that you definitely should be reading. One of the things that also must be held to the same standard as all ingredients would be your proprietary blend, which your proprietary blend has to be listed in the same largest to smallest fashion, even though that they aren't required to list each individual piece of the prop blend. You can rename the prop blend, you can do whatever you want to it from that section. But what gets a lot of people here is they say, oh, well, proprietary blends aren't bad. Not inherently bad at all. But with as little requirements that are put on proprietary blends here, all it specifies is that you have the total weight in the blend area. Everything else is just in descending order. There is no limit to how small each of those ingredients could be, or what percentage of the overall blend they're required to be. So you can have the main ingredient being 99% of that prop blend, and then have the last 5 to 10 ingredients that are no less than or no more than 1%. So there's really no advantage as a consumer to buying something with a proprietary blend, even if you trust the people. The other thing that can happen here is as we are manufacturing batch to batch, a proprietary blend could be different from each batch. You know, we can change how much of the citrulline or how much of the caffeine, as long as we don't change the order that they're in, we're not violating our packaging and labeling requirements. So you could have individual batches of the same product with the same formula that act and feel like completely different products. This is one of the reasons why proprietary blends have been slowly phased out of the market, even though there are still companies that just swear by these. Overall, I think consumers have learned that a transparent label notating every ingredient is the better way to go. All right, so if we continue down through here, everything above explains how these must be laid out. So from the serving size, servings per container, which vitamins have to go in what order, the amount per serving, percentage of daily value. So this is an interesting one here where a lot of the ingredients we use don't necessarily have a recommended daily intake. So, you know, a lot of times you'll see, let's find one here, where they just have a symbol there designating that the daily value is not established. The other thing, if we're talking foods and nutrients here, we have to be careful that we are doing our math properly, that the fats, carbs, and the calorie count come up to be exactly what they should be. This is where some people that are having other manufacturers make their products, let's say a protein perhaps, and their calculations for fat, carbs, and protein may not come up to the calories calculated, or if you were to take a breakdown, and we've seen this happen, of the overall ingredients when you're factoring in cocoa powder, sweeteners, peanut powders, different things within the ingredients that actually have calories and carbs in them that were not labeled in the top section of the supplement facts, which would bring your overall calorie count out of balance. So something to think about from top to bottom to ensure that as we're going through this, or as you are making more complex products, that they have been double checked. Do not rely on your manufacturer, because they're most likely using a program, and depending on which program it is, there may be some errors in that. It is your liability. It is your face to the customer if this is incorrect. So do your due diligence there. So once again, a prop blend. So we have different styles here as examples, but one thing that I did want to show you is that there is an appendix here, examples of graphic enhancements used by the FDA, and this is a great starting point if you're building your own label, because it gives you typeface sizes, and as we come down here more, you can see that it really breaks down section by section how this should look, so that you don't have to really come up with it on your own. You have a great starting point. So moving back to our good pal here, ChatGPT, here to write us a template for a compliant dietary supplement label according to CFR Title 21 101, and use graphical enhancement Appendix B. All right. So here we go. We've got a good start overall of how this thing could be broken out. Supplement facts, you got your serving size, ingredients, daily value, other ingredients. We got our directions for usage, storage. This is very, very standard for almost everything. And here's a key part here. You must have your address, phone number, and website. This is in case of a recall or any kind of adverse effects to your product, so that they can let you know, let the FDA know if there are any concerns. So this is a requirement as well. And this junk, it doesn't really know, but batch, lot number, expiration, barcode. These don't actually go on the supplement label. Typically you will have that on the bottle itself post-manufacturing. So all of the labels are going to be made pre-manufacturing, and then this will be applied post-packaging. All right, so that's a good start. We can copy this over, and we will start building our label. From Impel Nutrition. You guys, please share this, support the brand. Creatine coming soon. Thank you.